The following podcast is being brought to you by the Defy Life Podcast Network.
Welcome to another episode of the Defy Life Spotlight. I'm your host, J.R. Glymph. Joining me today is another amazing guest, amazing artist. We have today with us Mr. Marley Young. How's it going today, Marley?
What's going on, G? Feeling good.
Good, man. Good. Thanks for joining us. Good to have you here, man.
Absolutely, bro. I'm glad to be here, man.
No doubt. Well, we're going to get straight to it, man. Everybody out there knows how we do. First of all, man, tell our listeners, man, who is Marley Young?
Oh, man, Marley Young, man. The GOAT of the Midwest, man. Back home, they call me Billy. I'm from Kansas City, Missouri. I've been doing this music thing almost all my life, so it's kind of like second language by now. More like a legend. A lot of people ain't know what's going on in the Midwest around the country, but we finna tap them in. It ain't gonna. I know they know who the Bay Area legends like E40 and them are, the Take Nines and all of that. So I'm just cut from the same cloth, man. Independent, one of the legends that had a big name on the streets, and we finna give it to the industry.
No doubt. Well, you touched on it, man. And really, give us a quick glimpse of what's the hip hop scene like in St. Louis right now.
Well, you know, St. Louis, they got their little vibe out there. They 3 hours from us. I'm on the other side of Missouri, on the west side.
Oh, okay.
But, it's all good. Kansas City, we just won the Super Bowl, so, it's
right.
good love here.
No doubt.
We vibing, we wilding. Pat Mahomes is bringing a lot of positivity to the town, and just feeling like champions for a change. We ain't won a Super Bowl since '69.
No doubt.
But yeah, man, the Midwest roughly is about the same everywhere. You got St. Louis, Chicago, Detroit, KC, Indiana, Milwaukee. And what they all relate in, dog, is it's a dark place sometimes. We ain't got no beaches. We ain't got no real big city events like California or Atlanta or New York. So the murder rate is very high in the Midwest. Kansas City, I believe, is like third in the United States right now.
True.
So with us being such a small place and still leading the country in murder rate, that just kind of gives you a picture of what goes down here, bro. And it's got a real big mob music history, you know what I mean? We definitely mess with the Bay Area a lot, all day, from E40 to Messy Marv to Keep the Sneak, Mac Dre, One Love. This coincidentally is where Mac Dre was killed at. But Kansas City got much love for Mac Dre, man. And just that vibe has always been here strong. Today's a new leaf turning over. So you got a lot of the younger generation following my lead. I never had a problem with mob music. I used to make it as a younger dude, but I started to change and evolve, and I think I just set a tone for our city. I started winning awards around here and all of that. You know, they have local award shows and whatnot. And I just started building my name up and becoming like a household name in the Midwest. So as normal, the next generation gonna take on to what's popping. And I appreciate it, man. That's kind of what I did it for. So Kansas City got this Billy, this Marley Young sound right now.
Yeah, man. Well, tell us about it. First of all, I never realized that St. Louis and Kansas City were that far apart. So yeah, that's crazy to me. But so
it's like straight, because Missouri. Where you from?
I'm from Atlanta.
All right. See, I used to live in Atlanta. I lived in Decatur. Shout out to Sean Paul. I used to record. I used to work with Sean Paul a lot. I lived in Decatur, so I was out to the east side, flash shows, Gresham Road. I ended up moving over to Stone Mountain in Lithonia before I left.
Gotcha.
And I think we was in Lithonia. We was about Redan High School.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I know a little bit about the A, man. I got hella folks on the east side. Shout out to the east side.
No doubt.
And shout out to the west side, too. But getting back to what we were saying, Kansas City to St. Louis, there's so much farm area in between it.
Okay.
So a lot of people don't. It ain't like when you can hop to the east side and west side of the A and everything, or Georgia. It ain't like when you can go through the boroughs of New York. You know what I mean? It's just a different drive till you get to that next city. So it's pretty much a lot of people don't do it as much as you would think we would.
True. Okay. Yeah. Okay. No doubt. So you talked about like your early your early music and your start and how things have changed. But early on in your career, what was your aha moment where you knew like this is what I want to do with my life, what I want to do for a living, and this is what I what I want to do day in and day out?
Man, it happened twice. When we kids, we always think we know it, and then you grow up and your perspective changes. Right. So as a young kid, when I didn't have a choice, my auntie, she had a group amongst my cousins and my brother, and they used to imitate New Edition and BBD a lot. When I came around, I was finally of age, about 7. She trusted to put me on stage, and I got on stage at 7, and we performed Another Bad Creation, one of they at the playground.
Wow.
And at that moment, I knew, bro, like I definitely love to be in front of people. I wasn't shy. I'm a Leo. I just had a passion for being seen. As I got older, I realized I do love to do this, and it's more business. You know what I'm saying? I noticed that when I met Gucci and Sean Paul in Atlanta. I realized that what I thought the game was, it was just way different. You know what I'm saying? So I started doing my independent thing much after that. And ever since then, it's just been growth. Like I said, it's been type of a legendary ride for me because I didn't just blow up overnight. It was more like an E40, a little Boosie, Nipsey Hussle. You know what I mean?
Right, no doubt. So you also mentioned that like you said, there's been a kind of a change of guard and a new direction in things as far as the Midwest and in Kansas City in particular, and as far as your latest work. Can you tell us what you've been working on? What you're working on there?
Right now, I'm working on my project Icon, and it's pretty much summing up a lot of stuff that I've been through and where my mind is. I like to call it age-appropriate music. You know what I mean? Wow. I'm not 19, 20 anymore, so the music had to grow. And like I told somebody before, I always look at what's next and around the corner, no matter who it is, if they already been seen or they're a brand new artist. So being Drake and Meek Mill, they're a little older than me. I kind of look to him for age-appropriate music. I'm even looking at what Kanye does, and then it gets to the point where I'm listening to 444 all over again. And I'm just realizing that hip-hop, it's a brand new genre. So we never seen a 50-year-old rapper until E40 and Jay-Z. Right. We always thought you couldn't do it at 50. But, man, I'm starting to realize rap. I have people touring like Kiss is still going around the world doing shows.
Damn right. Yeah, and like you said, it's unprecedented, in hip-hop because we haven't had the opportunity to.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just beautiful to see hip-hop grow up all the time. Yeah, so you in particular, you touched on it, but in particular, how has your music changed over time? How have you evolved?
I think I got more deeper with just getting in touch with my creativity, man. I used to be a fan of so much, so I would write what I like to hear. I would write about, or talk about the party life, and really, I'm not even a party guy. The more I got to embrace who I was and get comfortable with my style, it started to develop as just being more real deep, having moments where people could rejoice, you know what I mean, almost. It ain't exactly gospel, just a lot of times in the hood where we go through, I got to show the good and the bad and the ugly. Right. I treat it like a movie. It must have a plot. It must have a lesson learned in the end. If I'm giving you a negative story, I don't want to just put it out there for no reason. So these days, I don't go into the booth unless there is a reason. You know what I mean? It's got to be a good reason for me to get in there. I used to waste bars.
Yeah, just say that again. Like I need people to understand that.
I really used to waste bars, man. So, for example, I could get in there. I know that you want to hear about this girl that I might have smashed. That was his girl for real, but it was wasting bars. You know what I mean? Right. Stuff like that, or talking about how much jewelry I had on or whatnot. I was impressed with a lot of stuff because I didn't see it, and once I put it on, I really didn't feel no different after it wore off. So these days, bro, I'm not even wearing my jewelry no more. I keep it. It's still around. I could put it on when I go out every now and then. But I wanted to be bigger than the chain. I didn't want to be that rapper that, say, for example, when a kid becomes Michael Jackson for Halloween, you know it because of the glove, the socks, and the hat. Mm-hmm. If a kid is one of the hood's favorite rappers as for Halloween, you got to ask him who he is. Or you got to wear that big medallion that match their logo. I just wanted to be like a T-Pain where, man, I'm bigger than the chain. You know, you can tell who I am when you as soon as you see this Jordan logo, you know what it's about. You know what I'm saying? It's called branding yourself, bro. Yeah, so those are the things I learned, and that's how my music changed.
No doubt. Love that. So, you mentioned, a few names like Drake, Kanye. So who are those people, whether it's people or whether it's situations, whatever it is, places, meals, smells, whatever it is, what are the things that influence you, as far as music? I know some artists, they hear something and influences them to start writing. What are your influences overall within music?
Innovative music. I think Kanye took the genre there. Wow. So, like, when somebody can just make something that I've never heard before, I think you're more talented than the average person. You're genius. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. When you get to, and that's what I'm working on. I would love to create my own genre of music one day, just based off of me growing and the music evolved into something else. And like an artist, man, I get real creative or inspired by people just drawing. I like to watch stuff on YouTube when people can make art out of just a pop can or some sticks on the ground. Instead of putting a lot of money into it and easily building it because it's allowing you to, I like to see people use their creativity, man. So whenever I hear some music that's just off the wall different, like beats excite me. When I hear some beats and I can see the colors inside of the beats, and it's like, man, he using a lot of purple in his bass, and it's real cool. It's dark blue. And, man, I hear them hi-hats. They real platinum and silver in the background. If you tune them up, they get more into platinum to diamond damn near. And that's just how I look at music. And so I got to use my voice as another color. And I got to lay it on top of that so this painting goes right, if you get what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah, it's
and
that's beautiful. I get what you're saying.
And that's what helps me create, bro. Just anything, like something can happen in life. If it makes me mad, sometimes it's better fuel because we love to be, hip-hop is negative. But when it makes me happy, it does the same thing. And when I got vibes in the studio and more than one person in there jamming to it, when I can impress, when I can, that just makes the song even better.
All right. Nice. So with that, because not everybody has that kind of, like, take on hearing and feeling and seeing music, and just the overall appreciation of it. What is your thought on, like, the lack of artist development within the industry these days? And do you think, a follow-up to that, do you think that there's any tie-in to of that, the lack of artist development, as well as the removal of performance arts in schools a lot of these days?
Yeah, man, I think it definitely ties in together, first and foremost. And I think the lack of wanting somebody to be as more lyrical or more talented or more anything is because of sometimes people don't want you to catch up or get past them. Wow. So, and the industry promotes to the kids, man, just like the Army promotes to people fresh out of school. We want to recruit people that know less is possible, simply because less questions asked.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They'd go through it learning it while I was getting paid. And that's what the game looks like to me right now. It's a lot of kids. I remember when Bow Wow was rapping when I was a young kid. I didn't hear kids cuss. Nobody really questioning the fact that kids are performing in clubs, drinking alcohol and everything before they 21. And you can't tell a kid nothing. If you give $1 million to a 21-year-old, how's OG gonna talk to him if he ain't got $1 million?
True.
It ain't nothing you can tell a young millionaire. We seen that with Mike Tyson. Mm-hmm. So that's what the game does on purpose. You know what I'm saying? It's done like that just so we won't see another Jay-Z or another Diddy or another. You know what I'm saying? They're not looking for that. We just looking for quick microwave rappers. We want to hear and gone tomorrow.
Right.
This game craves new. That's something in the black community that we got to change, period. We crave new. So there can never be a LeBron and Kobe is dope at the same time and Tim Duncan is too. It's always who is the best between these people.
Right.
And I'm always trying to bring a new dog around the next year to top that. I started to realize that with myself. I used to love this rapper last year, and next year I like this rapper. But it's something that we feed on in the hood. We love new. We love shutting down what was going on.
Right. Yeah, I always say that. Like, hip-hop is the only music genre that does not celebrate its elders. Not the way it should.
Oh, yeah.
You look at any other genre, whether it's rock, country, R&B, they celebrate their ancestors. Hip-hop is so much a young man's game that it's almost a sin to age. And that's a sad thing.
Because if we give the floor to an older rapper, that's too much influence for greatness.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's just too much influence. Somebody that's been through it all that can tell us, no, man, that stuff I was talking about wasn't cool.
Right.
Once that happens, then you're helping the culture out too much. And we know that the country is not for our culture.
That's true.
So, that's in the country runs this rap game, not our culture. They just feeding off our culture.
Damn right. Yeah. Well, last question for you, man, before I let you go. So just, again, when we started this Defy Life thing as just a way to celebrate those who do things their own way, kind of give a middle finger to the establishment and the way things that we're told the way things should be done, and we do things our own way. How do you defy life?
Man, self-happiness right now is my definition of my life, of life, period. I feel like the more I'm in love with myself, the less I need from my neighbor. You know what I'm saying? The less I need from somebody else selling to me. The more I love myself, everything around me is blossoming, bro. Because I don't want nothing around me that ain't gonna help me. The more I love myself, so you're actually gonna pass it down to your kids, families, and homies. Absolutely. The more you love yourself, this is gonna keep. Self-love is the key to all of this. What we going through, bro. If everybody loved themselves as much as a diamond, if you had the biggest diamond you ever found in your life, you wouldn't take it to the club and sit it out in your car while you got drunk. So you gotta love yourself just as much.
Right.
And you should go to the gym more than you go to the club if you love yourself, dog. Now, self-love is a long topic, but it definitely would change a lot if everybody loved themselves more than we love anything else.
Absolutely. Spot on. Well, yeah, man. Before we go, just, let everybody know where they can find you. Social media, websites, anything. What can everybody find you?
Definitely, y'all. I try to stay mobile, so if I'm ever in your town, just, you see me and you're like, hey, that's Marley. Just holler at me, man. I'm cool with everybody. I can be found on Instagram at Marley Young. You can follow me on Twitter at Billy Goat Young. You can find me on Facebook, where I do most of my yapping and talking, at Marley Young. And, just look at me on YouTube, find stuff. Make sure you check out the videos, share them. Please comment. I always comment back. My IG is always popping, so shout out to Hit 'em Music, and shout out to the town.
Absolutely, and all those social media links will be at the bottom of this show right up. So if y'all didn't catch it, if you don't have to rewind, just go to the bottom of the show right up, and you'll see all of Marley's social media links there. But Marley, man, appreciate it, fam. Thanks for joining us again, man. Is there anything else you want to let our listeners know before we let you go?
Man, I definitely want y'all to just keep rocking with the spotlight, man. They definitely putting on for everybody, man. I appreciate this.
Hey, man, appreciate it. And, again, we'll be in touch soon. Thanks again, man.
All right, bro, 100, man.